Hello and welcome to episode 4 of CinemaScoop and happy Friday!
It's Friday
More
for us.
enthusiasm, please.
There's no way that the person, you have no idea who's listening.
But it's Friday for us.
It's Friday for us.
Friday's great.
The weekend is finally here. Hurrah!
Yes, it is, and that comes off a great week of really good films this week.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks.
We have had really lucky to just have a great run of great films.
We have had really
lucky.
lucky.
I'm very excited what's going on. She sounds like a fortune cookie. We have had really lucky.
I haven't finished my coffee yet. Give me a minute.
Okay, so
I'm very tired.
So this week we saw Spiderman: Homecoming. Been a long time coming. And we'll get into that in a bit, and we'll go around and discuss what we thought. I think it's unanimously good, but there are some things to talk about.
Good with caveats.
Yes, so let's start by talking about what happened this week in movie news, and actually very little. It's a pretty slow week this week.
Kind of boring.
No,
really?
I didn't have anything really interesting to say.
My news this week is not movie related, it's TV related, so I'm going to nix that.
Okay.
Bother with that.
Alright, so what did we get? We've got War of the Planet of the Apes coming out.
Yeah, that does look good.
Today, actually. It came out today.
Cool.
We're going to attempt to see that in 4D.
Yes, we're going to be seeing that in 4D on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting. I know that you and me are not massively excited about seeing it, so maybe the 4D will give an extra element.
I'm hoping the 4D will make it a little more...
Four-dimensional.
A little more... I literally said earlier, I hope it gives it another dimension, and I was like, wow, that's just really dumb. But dumb. No, I mean, I like the first two, but I don't love them. I know you really, really like them.
I do like them.
I don't love them, and
I haven't watched them.
You have to watch them before you go see it.
They have the first one has the guy who played Draco Malfoy.
Tom Felton.
That's the guy. Yeah.
Well, I watched it over the weekend.
And gorillas, the monkeys, all kinds of things.
James Franco is kind of.
And the second one has Gary Oldman. It's really good. Yeah, it's a great film. You really should watch them.
I will.
But I don't think the third one will make total sense to you if you don't watch it.
Well, I wasn't going to go watch it without seeing the other two. I just never had the opportunity. I wasn't ever against watching them. I just never got around to it.
I mean, to be fair, I've only seen them because Dan wanted to. I wasn't...
Regardless, the next one, War of the Planet of the Apes, is out today. And we'll be seeing that next week. So hopefully we'll have something to talk about then. Otherwise, we got a trailer for Geostorm. Have you seen this trailer?
No. What is Geostorm?
This is it's from the credentials are from one of the producers of Independence Day.
Well, that is a very slim connection.
It's a kind of it's a disaster film with tornadoes and floods, and it's got kind of a sci-fi element to it though. So it seems as though weather is controlled by man. So there's technology in space that allows them to control the weather. And by doing so, they create what's called a geostorm and seem to unleash hell on earth. It's got Jared Butler in it.
So it's a bit like
Day After Tomorrow or 2012.
That's what I was trying to think of. Day After Tomorrow.
A little bit. It looks ridiculous, but I like ridiculous.
So it's like one of those nature disaster movies, but with a different twist that man is creating it.
And it looks okay.
On purpose, rather than by accident with global warming.
Exactly.
We deliberately ruined the planet this time. Hooray!
So, just for a change, you know.
So I'll be interested to see that as much as I'm interested to see 47 Meters Down, because it just looks like goofy popcorn fun, and sometimes that's okay.
Yes.
Otherwise,
that one without
the only thing really that this week was Edgar Wright did an interview where he said he was open to doing a Baby Driver sequel.
See, I don't want a sequel. It was a nice, unique film. Don't sully it by trying to recreate.
Well, see, this is my argument, because I don't believe you can sully or infringe upon the original movie by doing a sequel.
Unnecessary. But definitely unnecessary.
Hey, the film came out of nowhere. Nobody's expecting it to be as good as it was. There's nothing to say that a sequel would hurt that in any way.
No, but the thing is, if he's going to make it, that's fine. Just make it good. That's all I ask.
I feel like a lot of this talk is because it's become such a hit and it's so popular that naturally the film execs are saying we want another one of these. So hopefully they won't get around to it and it will be in development hell for
or hopefully
15 years like the Mortal Kombat movie is, that will never see the light of day. Although Jurassic World was the same. I had to mention that again this week. They're
big surprise.
Wrapping up filming on that, so I'm quite excited.
Today, last day of production.
Last day of production today. So hopefully within the next couple of months, we'll start getting some more trickles of official information rather than leaks.
So when is the release date for that?
June the 10th, actually, I think, next year. We get it 2 days earlier than the US, which is
less than a year now.
Less than a year.
Ooh.
I know.
Danny's marking off the days in his calendar.
Oh, it's going to be awful. I'm setting up my chair outside the cinema tomorrow, so that's going to be a wait. It's fine. I got my laptop.
I'll bring the kids to visit you. It will be fine.
Lovely.
The day you know you're gone, I'm just going to make a pillow version of you, like marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Okay. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
We don't want this going to camp us at the cinema
So
for a year.
let's drag this back to Spider-Man now. So we're going to do things a bit differently this week. We're going to start with the trivia because, as Vicky mentioned, we've been doing our review, talking about the film, and by the time the trivia rolls around, we've discussed most of what we ask in the questions.
Yeah, which makes the questions a little easier, which I was enjoying personally because I was actually getting some of them right. So this is going to go really well for me this week.
Well, we'll see. So we currently, it stands at 3 weeks worth of trivia. Amy is on 10 points. I am on 5 points and Vicky is on 11. Don't laugh at me. 5 points that was harder than 5 points.
Yeah, I've done more weeks than everyone else. No, I've done the same amount of weeks.
Now? Now you haven't.
Yeah.
It's all been balanced.
Last week it was unbalanced. Dan only had 2.
And unfortunately this week I'm asking the questions, so I can't get a point.
Yeah.
But
well, next week it's going to be, you have an advantage next week because Planet of the Apes, and I'll have to ask the questions, which is going to be very interesting. I'm going to have to do some deep research to get some questions for that.
So let's kick this off with question 1.
Do you want to hear our buzzers first?
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea.
Let's do buzzers. What's your buzzer, Amy?
My buzzer is Rory licking his water. If you can hear that, that's the dog, not one of the children. Sorry.
I'm always Dean.
So okay, I'm just going to go with Buzz.
Vicky is
Ding.
Amy is
Buzz. Rory.
Okay.
Seriously.
Right. Question 1.
Question 1.
Question 1.
How old is Tom Holland?
Bing dong. 21.
He is.
I asked you that earlier. I literally said to you, how old is he anyway? Because he's not 15.
No.
But I thought he was younger than 21.
He's 21.
I was so busy marvelling over why you asked us to both say question 1. I was like, totally
it just sounds fun. Question 2.
Question 2.
Question 2.
From 2002 onwards, how many Spider-Man movies have there been?
Buzz.
Vicky.
There have been 6.
There have been 6.
6?
Yeah.
You got
the 3 Sam Raimi ones, the 2 Andrew Garfield ones, and now this one.
Oh, I wasn't including this one. I was going to say 5. I wasn't thinking of this one.
Let's not include the movie we're talking about today. That's not relevant at all.
Sorry, okay. I'm very sorry. I told you I was going to fail miserably at this one.
Hey,
it's fine. I can't even get a
question. I got 5 points. Who am I talking about? Question 3.
Question 3.
Question 3.
What character did J.K. Simmons play in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies? Vicky.
The news reporter guy.
I need a name.
Jameson.
Say that again.
JJJ. I can't say his name three J's.
Okay, Jay.
Jameson.
He's not one of the Jonas Brothers.
That would be
I will
cool.
give you that.
Jonas,
it's close. It was close enough. It was J. Jonah Jameson.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is all I know.
And he's like the best representation of any character ever.
So good. Have you seen Whiplash?
No, that's on my movie queue.
This needs to be one movie this needs to be one that we do,
okay,
that we review when there's a really
dull
week.
Crappy week.
It's a great movie. Okay, question 4.
Question 4.
Question 4.
Who was? Sorry, let's start that again. Who was the planned villain for Sam Raimi's proposed Spider-Man 4?
Bing.
Vicky.
Vulture.
Yes. Vulture.
I'm going to lose so badly.
This is how I felt last
You shouldn't
week.
have given me that
It's
much
Marvel.
coffee.
We should never have let her have this much hour.
I tried to make them varied. We'll see how they go. Question 5.
Question 5.
Question 5.
2018 will see the release of Insomniac Games' hotly anticipated new Spider-Man game exclusively for which system?
Buzz.
Amy.
Xbox?
No, Vicky.
I took a shot in the dark.
PS4 was...
Come on, I took a shot in the dark. I had a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I was going to be one or the other.
I'm kind of saddened that you plucked for Xbox and we're a PlayStation household.
I know that, but I was thinking that maybe the reason you pointed it out was because it was Xbox and you were peed off about it.
No, that's it. Just file through your balls now. There's no other. Just can't.
There's nothing
You
can
can
save
speak
us.
for a year at the cinema, but if I give them console, that's it. We're
Right, it's the current score is 5-0 to Vicky. We're halfway through. It's okay.
I can get all 5 of the next ones right.
Let's see if we can do it. Let's
Yeah.
see if we can do it. Question 6.
Question 6.
Question 6.
Who was the villain in Spider-Man 2?
Bing.
Vicky.
Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus.
I already said Dr. Octavius. Would I still have been right?
No, that would have been wrong. Amy, are you playing? We're playing a game.
That technically would have still been right
I fell
because
asleep. Sorry, I missed it.
the character's name is Dr. Octavius, but then when he gets his arms, he's obviously got 4 limbs, so they nickname him Dr. Octopus. So
Did they
either one
ever
would have been
actually
right.
call him Dr. Octopus in the film?
J.
Because
Jonah
they don't-
Jameson did.
In this? Oh yeah, on the
Yeah.
For a bonus
newspaper.
point, who played him?
Bing! Alfred Melonia.
I wouldn't have known that in a million years. Can you not give bonus points on Marvel questions where she's clearly going to know the answer? She's already beating me. She doesn't need any help.
Okay,
Unless the bonus question is going to be something Teen Wolf related, so I'm the only one who can answer. I don't want to hear it.
question 7.
Question 7.
Question 7.
How old is Tom Holland's Peter Parker supposed to be?
15.
I picked first!
I don't care.
Okay.
And it is 15. Do not tell me I'm wrong. Because Iron Man says to him, "You're 14." He says, "I'm 15."
Due
Very clearly.
Due to my own safety, I'm awarding Amy a point.
I'm going to...
You can put the pen down.
Look, it's probably the only one I'm going to get, so can you just let me have it, okay? Just let me have it.
Just let me know when it's safe to come out.
Just let me have it.
Question 8.
Question 8.
What Spider-Man superpower is missing in Homecoming that was shown in the other Spider-Man?
Spidey sense!
Spidey sense.
Ooh, my Spidey sense is tingling. I didn't even think about that one.
Yep.
What's that?
What?
I've never a Spider-Man sounded more feminine.
I am a girl. I'm allowed to sound like one.
My Spidey sense is tingling.
No, Danny just made it sound like effeminate. Not feminine, effeminate.
Question 9.
Question 9.
Question 9.
The Green Goblin was played by which Oscar-nominated actor?
Bing! Willem Dafoe.
What was his name?
Willem Dafoe.
Excellent.
I knew
So,
that, but I wouldn't have remembered it in time to actually.
final
answer
question.
it now,
It's
so.
9-1 to Vicky. Come on, Amy. You can turn this around.
Look, come on.
One
I knew
second,
full
one
well
This
that I was
one's,
losing.
this one's
week.
slightly trickier, and I will accept unless somebody gets it directly, I will accept the closest answer.
Okay.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, American Assassin Week, I'm so winning the trivia.
You are.
Unless I have to ask the question. Oh, anyway, whatever. Moving on.
Question
Which case
10.
none of us are winning because you're all
10.
Question 10.
Peter Parker's friend Ned built a Lego Death Star containing how many pieces?
Buzz!
I'm going to count that.
3,803?
What? Seriously? That's impressive.
Wow.
Did you look that up?
No, I swear I didn't.
Alright, I'm giving you
I
double
remembered
points
it
for that one because
because
that
it
was impressive.
really, really
That was
weirdly
impressive.
specific.
Yeah.
And I was like, why 803?
I was
Why
going to
would
say
they not-
3,500-ish. So, well done.
3,803.
I think I should get like 9 points for that,
No,
really.
no.
I mean,
You got a point and a pity point. Alright.
I will take your pity point. I need your pity point at this point.
Excellent. That was a very balanced game. Vicky leads with 9, Amy got 3. But that was a
Yay.
hard-earned 3.
How many do I have total?
So Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what it was about.
The actual plot of the film.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of still an origin story. Essentially, we're starting out with Spider-Man, Peter Parker, as he learns how to be Spider-Man. Really, we start with.
It's nice because
His
it's an
health
origin
and
story
adventures.
without being too
Without
much of
the-
an origin story.
Yeah, I wrote that in my notes. It's the origin story without the origin,
Yes.
which I really enjoyed. But we'll get into that in more detail later.
So this is a younger Peter, more younger than we've really seen him.
Younger than they've ever portrayed him in previous incarnations.
Which I loved because he actually felt like an actual teenager.
He did, which is quite incredible.
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
So this is a young Peter Parker in the world of the Avengers, as it should be.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Sort of coming to terms with. I wouldn't even say coming to terms with being Spider-Man. He clearly has
How to
learned. He's
handle
clearly
his
accepted the
powers.
fact that he's Spider-Man, and he's excited about it. And I think that's what's the best. It's not, wow, what's happening to me? This is weird. I need to
Freaking
learn how to
out
control
about
this.
it, yeah.
He's like a kid who's just. It's like
That's
a
what
kid
I-
on Christmas Day with
That's what I really
Spider-Man.
like with Civil War when they introduced Spider-Man is he's already established. They don't need to come and explain everything, and we don't need that as an audience. We've had 5 Spider-Man films already. We know all about it.
We know
we
he got bit by a spider. We know his uncle died. We don't need to see it again.
Which is
Yeah, come
which
on.
is I like that reference in the film when he asked what happened. It's like it was a radioactive spider. it's not alive anymore, or the spider's dead.
Ned's trying to see if he can get it to bite him as well.
It's like Ned, he's being that guy. What happened? How did you become a spider? And
I don't care. This is not interesting.
It's the movie just saying, look, we've done this already.
Yeah.
Let's be part of it. So this film is Spider-Man tackling crime in New York, but wanting to be part of
Queens.
what the Avengers are doing, and then
he wants to join the Avengers. I think what he's mostly this film is about. Like most of the criticisms I've heard about this, it's too much to do with Avengers, not enough Spider-Man, but this film isn't about Spider-Man. It's about Spider-Man wanting to be an Avenger. So of course there's going to be a lot of crossover with the Avengers because. Obviously, he wants to try and be one. So he's trying to be like them. He's trying to integrate himself with them.
And it needs that as well.
Yeah.
I think without Iron Man in it, it wouldn't have been half the movie it was.
So
it wouldn't have been so integrated into the Marvel Universe, which is what they've done.
That's what they need. Because the
yeah.
other ones have got such an established, where they started with the original movies and then brought them together. They're bringing him in sort of late in the game.
Yeah.
So they need him to have this Avengers influence.
So we've got a more established Spider-Man, younger than we've seen him, which is more true to the character in the comic books, and he's learning his place in the Avengers ensemble, as it were, and then we have Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Yeah,
who does have a real name. I do not know what it is.
Who is building weapons and technology from scavenged Avengers aftermath weapons from the aftermath of the Avengers battles, and is
which I think is a really good origin story for a villain, because lately the Marvel villains haven't been that great. Some of them have been kind of one-dimensional to kind of give the protagonist a lot more time to establish themselves, and they've just been there to, have something to fight against. But he's got a really good reason to not like the Avengers. Yeah. He's got a very good reason to be doing what he's doing, and he's got a very good reason for going after Peter, and then Peter's got a very good reason for having to go after him and fight him and stop him from doing this, because it's very dangerous.
And that was a very good point.
Thank you.
That was a lot of varies.
Too many varies.
Basically,
establishing a point by repetition.
So basically, in brief,
Definitely
we have
did that.
Spider-Man in New York going up against the Vulture, with the Avengers feeling that because the Avengers
being
the Avengers, Iron Man is
Tony.
not really aware of what's going on with the Vulture, and once he gets catches
that can be
wind of it being a bigger deal than he thought. You basically got Peter feeling like he wants to go up against him to prove himself, and that's basically what the film is. It's actually a very simple story, and I think that's why it works so well.
Yeah, I agree.
So, what did we all think?
I loved it.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought the plot was interesting enough to hold my attention, but not so complicated that I felt like I was being bombarded with too much.
I think that's what the problem with the later Sam Raimi Spider-Man films were, the third one and the two Andrew Garfield ones. The plots kind of became a bit convoluted in trying to be...
I'm not sure I actually remember the plots of those films, and that says something about, you know...
But what I love about this film is that it makes Spider-Man a younger character, and it really makes you feel a lot more that he is just a kid. And in the comics and in the films, he is just a kid. But in the other franchises that we've had, they've had an older actor play him, and it kind of feels like you think he can cope with a lot more because he's played by an older actor. You think he's a bit older than he is.
Yeah, he seems that way anyway. He plays... I mean, I know Tom Holland's 21, but he plays it very well as...
And he just seems a bit more vulnerable, and there's just...
I liked it. Just FYI, I just thought I'd throw that in there while I could.
Did you like it? You came home a little flatter than me or Vicky, though.
My experience was not as great as I was hoping it to be for a couple of reasons. First off, I was ridiculously tired, so I struggled.
And you did see it on your own, which does affect you.
I did, yeah. I usually don't mind seeing films on my own because I feel like it's a bit more of an immersive experience when you're...
But when you're tired, you've got no one there to sort of...
Yeah,
and also, especially with something that's got comedy in it.
Yeah.
It can really affect how much the comedy...
So, I struggled I struggled through the film a bit, but, I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like some of the reasons, when I said I was tired, the other is... because I felt like I'd seen so much of this movie before it started. I was just... they showed too much in the trailers to the point where I was waiting for particular scenes to happen, and so and things like the plane scene. Just FYI, spoilers. I think it's pretty safe to say that most of our reviews are going to be spoilers going forward. So
we've already spoiled quite a bit anyway.
So,
a bit late.
Yeah, sorry about that. Things like the plane scene and everything, I kind of knew very well, shot for shot, because I'd seen it so much. So the fact that I was 3/4 through the movie and still hadn't seen it, was like, well, clearly this is going to be something that's going to be shown at the end. So it took me out of it a little bit. The other thing is, I think I've just seen too many Spider-Man movies. I've seen this character so many times now that because they're not doing anything massively different with him at this point, because it's the first film in the reboot, essentially, it just felt like, while it didn't feel like every other Spider-Man, it felt so familiar to me that it didn't feel like something, wow, this is amazing. Yeah. They've done this in a way I've never seen before. Maybe we've just been oversaturated with Spider-Man.
I felt, not exactly the opposite, but I did feel quite differently about that. As I've said before, superhero movies are my genre and I love them, and I could seriously just watch 100 Spider-Man films possibly without getting bored.
So you can't really get oversaturated.
Wait 10 more years, you might have 100 Spider-Man films.
I'm thinking, they are scheduled for that. Might do. But I felt that this actually took quite a fresh approach to it. I mean, they had, what was that quote you found? It was like John Hughes' superhero film.
First posted, the film in fact plays out like a superhero film made by John Hughes, which was exactly how I felt about it. Yeah. I felt like I was watching a coming of age story, a teen movie that just happened to have a superhero as the lead.
Well, I enjoyed this aspect, but I think what may be difficult for younger fans of Spider-Man to deal with is this is very much Peter Parker the movie, not so much Spider-Man.
Yes, like our 4-year-old really wants to see it, and there's no way because it's
but
Peter
that
Parker.
Works because Avenger films are character-based films. It's not.
It works
not really
it works
about
for me, but it won't work for children.
Yeah.
No. But what I liked about them making it like this was that rather than all the other Spider-Man films, it was like it'd be the end of the world and all of New York City would fall down, and like it was the superhero aspect of it which was driving the film. For this film, it's very much Peter's struggle. Like he wanted to become the Avengers, and he was dealing with that, and he had to deal with himself and what he perceived himself to be, and it was a coming of age story.
Yeah. And I think that's smart of them to have done that. I mean, this is the new Spider-Man. This film's been a long time. Homecoming.
Yeah.
And sorry, it's a dad joke. And this has been a very anticipated movie, mainly because it's the first film that Marvel have really had ownership of, even though it's in partnership with Sony. This is something that fans have wanted for a long time. So I think anticipation has been ridiculous.
I think it's a really good thing that Sony and Marvel are working together. I just want to say one more thing before we get on to that, which I can't remember now because my mind's just going to get so tired.
Have some more coffee.
Yeah, I've drunk it all.
Oh no!
I'm going to cut this bit out.
It's fine. So let's talk about Tom Holland, the main guy.
No, I remember now.
Let's not talk about Tom Holland.
The reason, it's a much smaller story, really confined to like Queens and not the whole world, and I think that's really good because
except for the little bit in DC.
A little bit in DC.
But that was it felt insular. We'll get into
it was still centred around those characters, so it didn't really affect much else. But we've got all those huge interconnecting Marvel stories coming up, and you've got Guardians of the Galaxy, and that involves the whole universe and everything. And the point of this story is that it's very small, it's very centralised just on Queens, and that's what Peter is about, rather than going out and saving the whole entire world.
Breathe.
I need to
I agree with you. It very much is him. It's about the fact that they very majorly play up the friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man aspect.
Yeah,
they really want him to be a neighbourhood.
Yeah.
And what was refreshing is it wasn't about, there was no Spider-Man swinging on World Trade Center 1 or Spider-Man swinging across the Brooklyn Bridge. There was no landmark shots to show.
You wouldn't have known he was in New York.
Yeah, and I think that's what made it great. It was focused so much on the character and the story. It wasn't just about showing Spider-Man swinging through New York, because we've seen that 100 times over now.
That is the whole point of the film. It's like Tony Stark is telling Peter to stay low to the ground, and that's what the film's doing, rather than being a whole...
so low that there's no buildings to swing on. He has to run across the field.
That was amazing. This sucks so much.
But that is what the point of the story is Tony telling Peter to stay low to the ground. That's what the story is essentially doing in the Marvel Universe, is staying quite low to the ground.
Well, this is what I think makes Spider-Man so successful is that Spider-Man is us. He's everybody. He's not.
I don't scream from
a billionaire philanthropist. He's not, some super soldier. He's just
not an amazing scientist.
And
he's got bitten by a radioactive spider.
But apart from that
accident just happened.
He's a guy. He's the underdog. He's the guy that everybody can be. He's the Avenger that is not an Avenger because of
he's a god.
Fortune or physique or anything like that. He's just a guy that wants to help.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes him so relatable.
And plus he's all geeky and a bit awkward, and every other Avenger is quite suave, apart from Bruce Banner. He has his reasons.
As evidenced by the fact that he cannot interrogate.
No.
That was my favourite scene when the guy says to him, can I give you some advice? You need to get better at this part of the job. That was just, I really enjoyed him in that scene.
So Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
But
he hasn't done a massive amount, but I think this guy... He knocked this role out of the park.
He did.
He had such a good range. I mean, you see him in so many different kind of aspects throughout the film. He's like a geeky teenager. He's playing at being a superhero, and he's quite fun. He has quite serious moments. But then the bit that really stood out for me and just really sold him for me as an actor was the bit where he faced off against Vulture, and Vulture basically trapped him under all of this rubble, and he's stuck under there, and he can't get out, and he's like...
pleading for help.
And he just sounds like such a scared 15-year-old boy, and it kind of really broke my heart.
I really like that bit, but the bit that got me? When he goes home and tells Aunt May that he lost the internship.
Yeah.
The tears. And I felt that.
Yeah.
I really felt that.
Mine wasn't really from the emotional stuff. It was mostly a script thing, but the fact that he ad-libs and stuff as he goes on and he mocks. I mean, that's the character of Spider-Man. Yeah. That's what he does. He does it like any cocky... teenage kid
because he's 15 and he's just mouthing off.
But what Tom Holland really gets about this character from the comics and everything else, I don't think the other two actors who portrayed him got this, was just the enthusiasm of him.
How much he loves being Spider-Man.
I think Tobey Maguire... I think I would argue that Tobey Maguire did a better job than Andrew Garfield did.
Yeah.
In the first one,
but he didn't have
him too dark.
Who directed the Amazing Spider-Mans? Were they the same directors? Mark Webb.
Yeah.
That's appropriate.
Yeah. I thought that was going to be one of the trivia questions. It would have been really good.
No, I feel like they tried to go the Dark Knight approach and make them gritty films. The thing that bugs me about those things is I feel like they weren't necessary. They did what Sam Raimi did, but worse.
They had a lot of issues.
It wasn't fun as much as but that's the conversation for a different
I always
time.
argue that I really like those two films, and I can't ever argue why. And I realised the other day it's because I like Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. Yeah, but the films aren't good, but I like those two actors in their roles.
I feel like Andrew Garfield is way too old to play that role.
He was.
Oh god, he was older than Tobey Maguire was.
Yeah, which is why they went with someone so much younger.
Although he did look younger.
Although I think with Tobey Maguire they can get away with it a bit more because that was the first Spider-Man reboot, so there's no expectations with that.
Is it even a reboot? It wasn't a reboot.
That was like the first proper...
First ever one.
Yeah.
I don't think there was even a TV series, maybe animated.
Maybe.
I say reboot, I'm so used to saying
that. Not everything's a reboot.
Everything's a bloody reboot.
No, Tom Holland really just encapsulated the exuberance of Peter Parker. And just throughout everything
you can tell the guy really threw himself in. He was having a lot of fun with this role.
I'm so looking forward to seeing him do more work.
You knew it was going to be great because he was such a small part of Civil War, but did such a great memorable job with it.
Like when people talk about Civil War, they talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and I love the whole vlogging thing as he went around. It was so true to what people would do.
Let's go quick now. I gotta go.
Yeah.
So we have Tom Holland, and I'd say the second main character. The biggest build name is obviously Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and
he only got like about 15 minutes of screen time in it. I thought he was going to be a lot more. I'm glad he wasn't.
Felt like more.
Yeah.
Because
you talked about him.
They had a danger of throwing him into it too much, which would have made Marvel and Sony feel like they don't have enough. They don't have enough confidence in the character at this point. They need, Iron Man to hold it up.
They did need Iron Man. They needed him
because
for the story.
For their particular storyline they were using, if they were doing any other storyline, I would say that having Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. in it would just be taken away from it. And just be like shoehorning it in and trying to make it into something it's not. But because of the storyline, because of Peter Parker wanting to join the Avengers, you needed Happy Hogan in it, you needed Iron Man in it.
And that was important for the character, that drive to not just be, look, I've got superpowers, this is cool, but to want to be part of the Avengers, because everybody, as you can see, everybody loves the Avengers.
Yeah.
But then it happened in New York. These guys are like Ninja Turtles Friday. They're the action figures that everybody wants. They're the people that everyone wants to be. And it would stand to reason that a 15-year-old kid who just found out he's got superpowers would want to be an Avenger. Of course he would. So yeah, I thought Robert Downey Jr. was great. He's always a safe bet anyway, because the guy's he can play this role when he's sleeping.
Yeah, so charismatic.
Did you see the interview they did with him? That they asked, when are you going to stop playing Iron Man? He said he'll do it when it becomes embarrassing.
Yeah.
When he's overstayed his welcome. Which some people are arguing he's done. I don't agree with that.
I disagree. He's still my favourite thing about any of the movies.
I feel like if he were to go at this point, he'd be missed.
Absolutely.
Massively.
You would feel his absence. It would not be good. No.
And there's a character I wanted to talk about later on, but while we're talking about Iron Man, we have Happy back.
Yay!
Which is so good to see Jon Favreau back in this role with all the crap that happened with him
in
with
Iron
Marvel
Man 3.
Originally. It's great to see him finally back in this role.
Happen?
I mean, I don't know too much about it, but as far as I know, there was issues with him that forced him to. Yeah, he left for whatever reason, and then
why he's not in the other ones.
Right.
Well, it's good. It's good to have him back.
We also had as another guest star who hadn't been in it for a while and actually missed a
part
in Civil. Yep. She could have had a part in Civil War, but they took her away, and she came in the end. I did not know it was coming. It was a really good surprise. I think I slapped you a little bit.
If you did, I didn't notice. I was probably too excited. I definitely went, oh!
I might have hit Evie.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Just apologise to her later.
Yeah,
that was good. I like that. That was a nice little cameo.
It was a good little extra.
And at the end, when he flicks in the ring because he has to do this whole big thing at the press conference, it's like...
Yeah.
Oh, is that going to play out?
Yeah.
I really love how each of these standalone movies feel like more and more part of the Avengers storyline, rather than because you had all these standalone films with one character, and then you had the Avengers, and it was like, wow, everyone's together, this is amazing. And now every film since then is, you've got Black Widow in
Iron Man 2.
And you've got her in Captain America,
Winter Soldier,
and then Civil War was basically, I argue, it's the Avengers 3.
Yeah,
really is.
Essentially, yeah.
And then you've got Spiderman, you've got Iron Man, all these characters that are coming back into it, and Captain America with his little PR video, which was amazing.
Also, it's not massively shoehorned in. They don't have to have the character in it a lot. Like Ant-Man, he just went to steal something with the Avengers unit, and Falcon was there. In Thor: Dark World, Loki turned into Captain America to try and get Thor's trust for a minute. So it's just little quick things like that. It doesn't have to be a full-blown shoehorned
but it's
part
great
into it.
that it's also intertwined now.
Yeah,
and it makes you feel like you're still in the universe.
And it's kind of incredible. How many Marvel films have there been at this point?
16, I think, at the moment.
That's including
someone
the
had the answer
ones, right?
Yeah. And that's just
kind of incredible.
Over 9 years.
They're still going, and these films are making.
And I'm absolutely loving it. And I just
they can keep going for as long as they like. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Because they're doing so well.
This time we got Vulture.
Yes,
who I really enjoyed. I mean,
he did an incredible job in this film.
I have forgotten how cool Michael Keaton is. Oh man,
I want to talk about that scene in the car.
That was fantastic!
Amazing scene.
So sinister.
Yeah. I didn't want to blink at him wrong. No. I was terrified. I was like, sorry.
And he had the gun in his hand, but behind the chair.
I thought he did that. I wasn't so sure because you never saw it again. But I thought he pulled a gun on him.
Of him having the gun in his hand.
But did you see that twist coming?
Oh yeah, no, I did.
Yeah.
I figured it out about 30 seconds before I opened the door. But that is how long it took me. And I hadn't thought of it. I knew that he was going to be a parent of somebody, because you know the picture at the beginning.
Yeah. I
knew he was going to have a child, and that was somehow going to come up later. Yeah. Probably that Peter knew them. It didn't occur to me that it was going to be what's her face? Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
So he killed it in this role.
He did amazing.
A great job, and it's great to see. It's great to see him right at the beginning of the film with the aftermath of New York, which was such a great throwback to the original Avengers film.
And I love that they can really integrate it into the Marvel universe, which is something else I want to touch on, which I want your opinion on, because I'm really exactly 50-50 divided on this, but they came out like a word of God kind of thing, was that the young boy in Iron Man 2 who is at the expo, who Iron Man saves, and he's wearing an Iron Man mask and he tries to stop one of the Autobots that's going crazy, and that's supposed to be young Peter Parker.
Oh, okay.
And-
It's possible.
Yeah, and so
Sorry, this chair is really creaky.
Yes, the chair.
I'm really trying not to make it. See what I mean? I can't. Okay.
Anyway,
It's very possible.
Oh, fart jokes.
It's
Whether
one of
or
those
not
things.
it's
Look at us all grown up.
Going back to the point, it's either one of those things where I kind of feel like they can say anything at this point because they obviously didn't know they was going to get Spider-Man back then, so they can't say that was Peter Parker. They can't really, they're just shoehorning it in. It could just be a throwaway thing and not really thought of, and you can say anything at this point. But on the other hand, if that is, it really has a lot of depth because, of course, Peter Parker's going to be obsessed with Iron Man because he was dressed up as Iron Man, he stopped him, and this before he even had powers. So then he's idolising Iron Man, and then he gets his powers, and it just
Wants to
escalates from
be
there.
more
So
like
it
Iron
adds a really good layer of characterisation.
It's certainly
to
interesting.
him.
I wonder if... I mean, I don't see how it could be. It depends on how long these negotiations with Sony have been going on. If they
Not
knew
that long.
at some point that they were going to do it, then
They
maybe...
were still making the Amazing Spider-Man at that point.
I
The
think-
thing is, Iron Man 2 was such a long time ago that it's great to think it, like the
Yeah.
whole references,
It's a nice
references in
thing
Frozen
to
and
think
things like
about,
that. But
yeah, but it's probably not something they actually had
Yeah.
ever planned into.
No.
that's interesting though.
It's interesting.
So I want to know what you guys thought of the character of Ned, because I'm not a massive fan of him.
I loved Ned.
I feel like he was the worst friend.
No, how was he the worst friend?
He was.
He's the guy in a chair.
He went to this party and he was so obsessed with having Spider-Man there for his own
God.
credibility. Just
15.
15, a high school student, you don't remember what that's like. You're old now.
the whole time he was at that party getting peed off with the fact that Spider-Man hadn't shown up. And I'm thinking,
He doesn't know what's going on though.
Yeah, but Peter Parker had been gone the entire time. He wasn't slightly
He
concerned.
tried to phone him multiple
Yeah.
times, and when he did finally get hold of him, he said, "Don't worry about coming back," because they were all like chanting
Yeah.
about him, and he was like,
Still.
"Seriously, it's too late. Don't."
Yeah.
Like he didn't want to come
And
back and be embarrassed.
At the end, he
That's a
can
good
save him.
friend.
Although nothing is
Yeah.
funnier than the moment he's sitting on his bed wearing the mask.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, I thought he worked
I really
really
love
well
that.
as sort of like a audience substitute where Pete has to explain some things to him for the audience. You know, most people don't need it, but some people are going to go in not knowing anything, so they kind of need the background filling in. Which
Especially
saves
parents that are bringing their kids that aren't really
Yeah.
interested in
Yeah, but
Spider-Man.
it gave you that little bit of outlet for that.
Yeah.
and also, at the end, he was the guy in the chair.
Yeah,
You need a guy in the chair. Especially,
and he told a teacher that he was looking at porn just so that he didn't get Peter caught.
yeah,
If that's not a good friend, I don't know what is.
yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think he was
I thought
very
he was
good
really
addition.
funny.
Yeah.
I think it was really great that he was like trying to find out if Peter could get the spider to bite him as well.
Yeah.
Can you summon an army of spiders?
Oh, that was
Yeah.
great. I loved that. But no, I thought it was really natural and right that he would ask those questions, that he would think those things, and that he would consider, trying to, get on board and be like Spider-Man, because who wouldn't want your best friends like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
true.
you're not seeing any downside yet, so who wouldn't ask and see if it, if you got bit by a radioactive spider, I'd want to know if I could get bit too. If it didn't hurt.
So,
No, I thought it worked really well. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed Ned.
so we had Ned, and we also had Liz and Michelle as the sort of the other two main friends of his.
This was nice. I'm glad that that's something that they played out in full throughout the film,
Yeah.
and then it's done. It
And
was a nice little
wasn't Mary
factor.
Jane or Spider-Man 2 Gwen Stacy,
Yeah.
which was nice. It wasn't one of those because they
Yeah.
could have just had be Gwen Stacy.
But they
Yeah.
did throw in MJ at the end.
They
And
did.
I
It's not Mary
actually-
Jane.
No, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked that she didn't have a name throughout the rest of the film, and then right at the end they just sort of as a throwaway.
Yeah.
Oh look, that's MJ,
Mm.
and so she's going to be there. There'll
Yeah.
be more of her, but it
I hope
wasn't
not.
this massive
I hope
thing.
not in a way that they did it with Kirsten Dunst, because I found her character so typical damsel in distress. She was
Yeah.
so annoying.
Michelle's more interesting than that already.
Yeah.
I love the fact when she said something about how he dropped out of band or something, and then she's like, "I'm not obsessed with him. I'm just observant."
Yeah.
She reminds me a lot in that kind of keeps herself to herself, the way that they did Kimberly in the new Power Rangers film.
Oh yeah,
In a
okay,
way.
yeah, I'm with you.
I kind of had that vibe from her. So speaking of women, we had Karen in the suit.
Oh, right. Fun
I love
fact.
Karen.
Fun fact.
Jennifer Connelly was the voice. She is married to Paul Bettany, who
Yes.
does Jarvis.
I knew
So
this.
it's
Oh,
kind
I
of
didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
really cool.
Apparently, was it's quite interesting. I think
Not that he's Jarvis anymore because now he's
He's Vision,
But
but
they had on Beyond the Trailer.
No.
She was saying that Paul Bettany doesn't have a massive amount of success outside of the Avengers. They're such huge moneymakers for him that kind of roped his wife into doing it, thinking, God, look how much money we can make from this just by doing a voice.
But I didn't think it was just a really cool little.
She was flirty, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was.
You can't tell a 15-year-old he looks hot.
Oh my god, he doesn't know he's 15, she's a computer.
Yeah.
When he's hanging up
Tony Stark did when he programmed it.
That's true.
Yeah.
But when he's hanging upside down in that elevator shaft, and
it says
and
kiss her.
Yeah, she's like, this is your chance, kiss her, and then he falls.
Yeah.
That was so perfect.
And
What
was it she kept asking him to activate
then...
kill mode?
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. What was it? Kill. Oh, his eyes went.
Yeah. Kill protocol or something.
It's something like that.
It
Kill
was funny.
shot or. It was, his eyes went like really dark, and it was like, no, don't kill anyone.
That was fun. I did enjoy all the suit upgrades. I think it's really good watching him with the suit and then without the suit because...
In instant kill mode?
Instant kill, that's it, instant kill.
It was such
all
a
of the
great,
upgrades were funny.
such a great long-running
no
gag.
idea what he was doing.
No.
I
thought the whole sequence when he was locked in that place and he's like trying out all the new things. And like, how long has it been? 37 minutes. Are you kidding me?
I gotta get hungry.
That was really good.
Dear,
I thought she was great. She was really good comic relief.
She was also in one of the Incredible Hulk films, but not the one which is in the Marvel Universe, I think.
Right.
Oh, right, okay.
The Ang Lee one.
The Hulk.
So I don't know a huge amount about the original comics. Was this something that was in the comics? So did Tony Stark build Spider-Man's suit?
In one of the universes of comics, because obviously they have all the different ones, all the different types. So in one of them, Ultimate Spider-Man or something... I haven't read the comics, but I kind of read up on the trivia of it. Tony Stark did upgrade his suit a bit.
Okay.
But one of the criticisms I heard was people saying that that's taken away Peter Parker's ingenuity about it, but we still see him being quite inventive throughout the film. Like he's the one who's making the web slinger. Like he's doing it secretly in the chemistry lab, making his own
by
web
the way, I have questions about.
Okay.
So about his web shooters.
Well, so... The Spider-Man that I'm most familiar with, the original Spider-Man, and even I think the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's one of his powers. It comes from his hands.
The Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, that was organic.
So they come out of his wrists.
Yeah.
But
the Amazing Spider-Man, not
web shooters
he makes it.
Web shooters have been a staple in Spider-Man for as long as.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't know about.
It's not usually organic.
Which I loved. I love the fact that you actually saw him lose his web shooters. You couldn't use them, which is great.
Which is where Ned comes in and saves his life. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. So I understood what was happening. I just was curious as to why. But I suppose if that's more.
It's more in line with the Spider-Man canon.
I just wasn't. For me, I mean, I've seen the Amazing Spider-Man, those two films, but I've watched the Tobey Maguire versions a lot more. So for me, that's the only version I was familiar with, and I was confused by the fact that he's got kind of all the other powers, but he doesn't have.
Which as we said in the trivia, he also doesn't have his Spidey sense in this one, which I kind of like.
It could be something that's developing.
Maybe, but he doesn't need it because he's got the suit.
Yeah, I feel like this Spider-Man is going to be people's definitive version. It's kind of sad for the old films because we've had 5 other movies and I feel like this one's come along and kind of made them obsolete overnight.
It's eclipsed them all very, very quickly.
Something else about the suit is when Tony Stark takes it away and he has that moment, if you're nothing without the suit, you don't deserve it. And I felt there's 2 ways you can look at that. One is back where in the Avengers when Captain America goes, without the suit, what are you? You're just a man in the suit. Like, is that your only superpower? And like he's very flippant and comes back on a playboy, billionaire, philanthropist thing. And he's quite flippant, but obviously it touched nerve because he wants Peter to be better. He wants him to know that you need to be better than the suit. You need to be a superhero and have a suit.
That's what's important. He recognises a lot of himself in the character of Peter.
He wants to make sure that he does better than he did.
And this is also the sort of placement for Uncle Ben's "with great power comes great responsibility" line, because we didn't need that. We don't need Uncle Ben in this film at all.
I'm so sick of Uncle Ben.
No offense to Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben just needs to make sauce. That's all he needs to do. Just stick to the sauce. Please stop appearing in films.
I think it was a very good replacement for that. It still had the same message, like you need to be more than the suit. Like the suit is not the superhero, you are.
Yeah.
Just as a reference for anybody outside of the UK, Uncle Ben's is a kind of a sauce brand over here in the UK.
They have that in America.
Do they have it in America?
I don't know. Big dreams.
Hey, if anyone from America is listening to this on YouTube, then feel free to comment and tell us if you have Uncle Ben's in the US. I'm too lazy to Google it, so...
It's a little guy with a black bowler hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes like a curry
Sweet and
sauces
sour sauce.
Yeah, all kinds of... Regardless, sauces aside.
Yeah.
We digress.
So no, I thought that was a very good incentive for Peter to realise what he needs to become, which is what the great power becomes great responsibilities thing is used for in the first place.
And not said once. That was quite nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
What I also liked about them not having Uncle Ben in it is because you're still kind of left ambiguous, because there are some theories that maybe he was killed in the alien attack on New York. There's so many things that they can do with it. They can have it as the same, like a robber killed him or whatever.
Maybe Tony Stark is Uncle Ben. He does have the hots for Aunt
He's
May.
totally hitting on Aunt May.
Yeah.
Which
He does.
is really much more inappropriate now that we know that he's still with Pepper, because it's heavily implied in Civil War that they were not together anymore.
During
That's
Civil War,
what
they were.
I took away.
They've got back since then.
Well, obviously, but
It's a Civil War. Relationships are suspended. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Well, actually, on the subject of
I'll
Aunt
remind
May...
you of that if we're ever involved in the Civil War, Dan.
I really enjoyed Aunt May being
She was
younger.
great, right? I absolutely
better.
loved the scene where he comes back and wants her advice to get ready for homecoming, and you see them on YouTube learning how to tie a tie.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
That's so real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
What I really like about having a younger Aunt May is in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, is why Aunt May was so old. She was more like a great Aunt May. She was a grandmother. She was in her 70s. If you think about your aunts now, my aunt isn't even in her 70s now, and she's quite a lot older than my mum, and I'm 30 now, and he's 15, or 17 in the original trilogy, I think, and he has a aunt in her 70s. It's like, do that maths. How old does your mother have to be? And then
But
that
I
doesn't work.
kind of always took that as it being, I didn't think they were actually his aunt and uncle.
Right.
I thought it was like, more like Guardians than refers to his aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
But I liked this way.
I agree. She was way too off the rock. I really liked her character. She did remind me of an old nan, and that's kind of... You know, when she in the third, is it the third one she beats the guy up with the umbrella? Or
Second one.
Second one.
Or is it? No, second one, because he's up on the building.
This is how much I care about
think
these.
that
But I think that's why it was funny, because it was like your nan.
Yeah.
It worked in that incarnation, but for this version, it's so much better that she's younger.
But she's not
Next
even
week
that
is
much
better.
younger. She's still in her 50s.
But done in an innocent way. It's not as though it was Megan Fox in Transformers, or she's coming out in hot pants. She was attractive, but in a way that she didn't know she was.
Yeah.
So they didn't exploit her in that way, coming out in a crop top and, you know...
But they still had all the other characters drooling over her, like the bodega owner, like
the Tony
Stephen
Stark.
Stanley, and Tony Stark, and the restaurant owner who gave her the free rice and everything.
Yeah, and she's like, okay.
And she's like one of my favourite bits of the film, like right at the end when she walks in him wearing the Spiderman, and she's just, what the? And then it cuts, and that is just like the best ending ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was,
it sets up so well.
Which was my next point, to talk about the ending of the film.
Oh, I
It was really well done.
It was very well.
I like that he decided to stay a friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man rather than join the Avengers, because you know he's going to be in like Infinity War and he's still going to be involved in all that, but he's still got a lot of scope to do his own films, because there's going to be Spider-Man 2, Homecoming 2. They're not going to call it Homecoming 2. My
favourite moment was when he walks away and asks Tony Stark, was that a test? And he goes,
like,
yes, it was. And then Pepper Potts comes out and got a whole room of PR waiting for him.
I 100% knew that it was not a test.
Yeah.
Totally expected him to say yes. And just rolled with it, because it's like, what else am I going to do?
There's so many moments like that in the film.
Yeah, just like little unexpected twists.
But again, him running across the field because there's nothing to grip onto. I spat my drink out.
And the Ferris Bueller's Day Off reference.
Oh my god. Could it have been better timed? No. I don't think so.
I think we mentioned it last week. Someone reviewed Baby Driver saying it was a slowed down version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and we're like, what the hell, they're nothing to do with each other. So I've been making jokes all week that every single film is just a slowed down version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Or a sped up version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, depending on the film.
It was Grace from Beyond the Trailer, who I'm a subscriber to her channel. I think she does great stuff. Just putting it out there, but I do disagree with her on that point.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely.
It's nothing to do with agreeing or disagreeing. I just don't see what those two films have to be compared against. And that's just what was hilarious to me. But then, when this happened during the film, I was like, this is kind of a bit like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then I laughed, and then there was the obvious reference, and then a clip from the film, and I just could not... whatever happened in the next 5 minutes, I have no idea.
You really don't know what happened.
It was just too perfect.
Yeah.
It was too perfect
and it was just so well timed.
It's just, what are the odds? What are the actual odds of that happening?
Yeah. But I thought that was a great reference as well, because the film kind of embodies the whole 80s teenage drama thing.
Yeah.
And even though Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I don't think was a John Hughes film, it kind of...
Within that same era, it's very...
It references that, and it all comes
and
together.
it's still a coming of age story, the same.
Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed that.
We got a lot of Easter eggs. A lot of Avengers references.
Captain America was a
that was so much fan service in this film in a good way.
He was so good though. He's so funny, and the gym teacher with him was just hilarious.
But the end credit scene, like after all of it, that was just
which I missed. I didn't know it was there.
Like Marvel,
I stayed for one and missed the other.
You're lucky somebody put it on YouTube for you.
Marvel completely trolling the audience, like really, like Captain America's basically just saying, "You just waited for this."
Reminded me a lot of the way they did it with Deadpool at the end.
Which also is a reference to Ferris Bueller's Day Off, because Ferris Bueller's that film comes out and says, "Are you still here?"
Exactly. And so was this one, obviously. That somebody really likes Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Marvel.
There were a lot of Easter eggs in
there
this
was a lot of things referencing the Avengers, like, we've got Thor's magic belt, which he couldn't pronounce, and we've got Captain America's new shield. But there's also things like they've got a picture of Bruce Banner up in the school and a picture of Captain America and Stanley Tucci's character from First Avenger. But then they've also got the actor who plays the school principal is the same actor who played one of Captain America's commandos in the First Avenger. So he's obviously meant to be playing his grandson, because they've got a picture up of him. So that's a nice little reference in there.
Wow, you really have to know your stuff to get these.
Come on, it's Vicky.
Are you going to do a trivia quiz on me on this so I can win it? Come on, extra bonus points.
I'm going to bow out gracefully right now.
From now on, any Marvel movies, Vicky's doing the questions. Otherwise, there's no point.
Oh no, if I do the questions, you're never going to get them.
No, you have to dumb down the
So,
questions.
to that point, we're nearly at the hour mark.
Okay.
So, let's do a wrap-up. Final thoughts and ratings out of 5.
I think 5 out of 5. It was so much fun. It really tied in with the MC universe very well. I didn't have any gripes about the film that took me away from the film at all, and I'm just so excited to see Tom Holland, not even as Spider-Man, just in anything.
Have you watched The Impossible?
No.
Really good film. You should watch that one. It's got Tom Holland and Naomi Watts. And I think it was Ewan McGregor as well. It's the one about the tsunami.
No, I have seen that.
Really good film.
Me and James went to cinema to see it, and a guy had a heart attack during the middle of the film, and so they had to stop it for an hour while they took him out, and then we got free cinema tickets to go see again.
Did you actually see the whole film?
Yes.
Okay.
They started again.
Just in 2 halves.
But I think that's why I never remember the film, because I just remember what happened then.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also check out, it wasn't a very well received film,
but he was so young then.
If you check out In the Heart of the Sea as well with Chris
Hemsworth,
Chris Hemsworth, which I actually quite enjoyed. I see why critics.
I've seen neither of those movies, they both sound sad.
You wouldn't like it. Anyway,
so I'm very excited to see more Spider-Man in the MCU, and it did it really well. It tied it all in.
Good.
Very excited.
Amy?
I am going to go 4 out of 5. Not because anything in this movie was bad, purely because so far my benchmark for 5 out of 5 is Baby Driver, and I love this movie, but it was no Baby Driver.
No.
And also superhero movies, they're not my thing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them as much as the next person, but I'm going to forget them very quickly.
Well, being the next person, I'm going to say 4 out of 5. I agree. I love the film. I think it was great. It doesn't help the fact that I was so tired, which is no fault of the film. But again, I said that I've seen so many incarnations of Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see them do something else with him now. I'm glad that they took this route. But
I think I'm
naturally just
much better.
A bit oversaturated with Spider-Man at this point. But I thought it was a great film. I think it was fun. It was great. It was a great addition to the Avengers universe, and I'm excited, as Vicky said, to see where it goes next. So
very much so.
That was it. We did it. It's 1 hour at this point. I'm going to try and keep these to an hour every week because they are getting a bit long-winded. Yeah. But
we have a lot of crap to say.
We do. We have a lot of crap to say. We maybe start thinking about introducing smaller spin-off podcasts that we'll do about films that, for example, horror films that me and Vicky see that Amy doesn't really like.
I just really want an opportunity to talk about the internship.
But
please.
we will do the internship at some point.
With Dylan O'Brien, okay? Come on, throw me a bone here.
No, I'm not throwing you anything. So yeah, we'll maybe think about doing some smaller spin-off podcasts. But anybody who's got any requests, leave them in the comments below. Upcoming films, or previous films that you want to hear us talk about. We'd more than likely be happy to sit down and
We'll squeeze it in
give those a
somewhere.
discussion. But so next week we're seeing
War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, War of the Planet
Which
of the
again
Apes.
looks like a really good film, and I think we are on a roll of having really good films. And I don't know whether
Yeah.
it's just because of summer and they're bringing out blockbusters, but even so,
Well-
blockbusters aren't usually 5-star films, and this is like the third week in a row I've rated something 5 stars.
I think this summer reminds me a lot of the
But then
summer
they've earned it.
of 2015, which was a massive summer,
Yeah.
especially for Universal when they did Minions, Jurassic World, and Fast and Furious,
Yeah.
which all took over $1 billion. It was
Yeah.
insane. So,
But what I'm saying
been
is they're
great.
not 5-star films, they're popcorn films. They are very high earners.
Yeah, but that
But
doesn't
we're
necessarily
getting
mean
really
that you-
good quality
yeah.
films, which we don't usually get in summer
I have
blockbusters.
such a problem with the term popcorn film. I feel like it's people's way of demeaning a film
Yeah.
as dumb entertainment. And I don't
No,
agree with that.
I love popcorn films because that's what you go to the cinema to watch, is to be entertained.
Yeah.
But with this, we're getting popcorn films which are extremely high quality. Usually they're just kind of a bit thrown out there for some money and
Yeah,
entertainment.
there is a little bit of that to
Yeah.
it
I
sometimes.
think in regards to any film that's released theatrically is technically a popcorn movie because they're all designed to
course
entertain
they
and
are.
make money. I know you've got
No.
some that are...
There are some who are just wants to be critics, but they're usually like Sundance films or something.
Yeah.
I'm driving to Sundance.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see this one.
Just saying.
I've been a massive fan since Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I don't
Yeah.
know too much. I saw the original Tim
I
Burton
have to
film.
say, the second
Wasn't a
one-
fan with that.
No.
I think it's a Mark Wahlberg thing with me. I'm not a massive fan of the films that he chooses.
Well, I don't know, but what I do know is that I enjoyed the first one more than the second one, and I feel like I miss James Franco, and I wish he was in the rest of them.
But they took it to a great place with the second movie. It was a lot darker. And
Yeah, and I think that's my problem with it. You know, I'm
Well,
not a great lover of darker
yeah.
movies, but you know, I will give it a go,
And
and I will be honest.
I'm really interested to see this one. And from what I've seen so far of the trailers, if the trailers are anything to go by, Andy Serkis finally get a bloody Oscar next year for
he
this.
deserves
Right? If they do
one.
not start extending Academy Awards to motion capture, I'm kind of on the fence at giving up anyway with
I kind of
the
don't care
Academy
about that
Awards
anymore.
because I feel like they're so political
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, but they always were. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I am actually one thing I am looking forward to is I do love a bit of Woody Harrelson. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is.
I'm
good.
looking forward to seeing him in it and
Yeah.
seeing how.
And this is why we're plugging
How
for
he
the
does
4D because hopefully that'll give you something else to enhance
Oh
your
yeah,
experience.
my
But-
chair's going to be moving around. I'm very excited about the fact that this thing has a height requirement. I feel like I'm going on a ride.
And you know, I'm going to take this moment to do a quick sponsorship mention of Cineworld, who are a big cinema chain here in the UK, who do a really great unlimited pass, which is $17.99 a month.
1740.
Sorry,
$17.40.
my bad. $17.40 a month, and you pay your subscription. You can go as much as you want to the cinema, see as many films as you want. You get 10% discount off snacks. You get 25% off different restaurants like Chiquito and Frank and Benny's. It's a really great deal if you go to the cinema a lot. And I recommend anybody take it up. And if you do take it up, you can recommend a friend, and then when you do, you both get a month of free cinema.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a win-win. You do it to 12 friends, and you got an extra year of free cinema.
I don't have 12 friends.
You can get a
Yeah.
whole month. It's great.
None of us have 12 friends.
So,
None of us have 12 friends. Come on.
Anyway, so thank you very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to continue to listen to us, to subscribe, and we will see you next week to talk about Planet of the Apes. And I just dropped my mouse, so thank you very much.
Daniel.
Bye.
Bye.